Hello, everyone. We're going to walk around Lake Columbia while talking about a very important issue. That important issue is how will crypto fare during a recession? Because we're most likely getting one on both the betting markets and official predictions. The prognosis for recession this year is more likely than not, obviously because of tariffs and other things. Obviously, the stock market has dropped something like 3,600 points over the last 2 days. I don't think it's quite done dropping yet, although I do expect a small rise at the beginning of the week. But I do think it'll continue dropping. The GDP is going to be pummeled. And if we actually had a negative GDP growth the first quarter, I think once we get over the second quarter, that'll be two negative quarters of GDP because I'm almost sure Q2 will be negative. So if we actually go into a recession, we have a bunch of layoffs, and if the trade war completely just spirals out of control, which it's looking to do right now, and that hopium that Trumpers have that everyone's going to suddenly cave doesn't actually happen, then we're in probably for a fairly long recession. And I don't mean a recession like the type we had in 2020 and 2022, where it lasted like 2 quarters and then we got out. We're talking about an honest to God 12 to 18 month recession, possibly even longer, depending on how all of this drags out. So, what do you want to buy during that recession? Now, some of you are like, well, you obviously want to be in full cash, and that could actually be a very good option. Others are saying Bitcoin is going to be looked at as a hedge like gold. And if you look at what's happened the last 2 days, that's true. The last 2 days, the market has dumped a lot, while Bitcoin has remained in the lower 80s, has not dumped through. However, I have to remind you that this did actually happen last time during that COVID dump, where Bitcoin and crypto had kind of a delayed effect before basically dumping through the floor. So you do have to watch out for that. But there is a chance, because it was the United States that kind of started this roller coaster with the Trump tariffs, that other countries are going to just lose faith and trust in the United States. That's going to hurt the dollar in the long run, and people will actually go into crypto as more of a safe haven. I think it's somewhat unlikely, but it is a possibility. However, if that does happen, I do think they are just going to flow into Bitcoin. So if you're looking to buy crypto, just buy Bitcoin for the time being, because I do not think other altcoins are going to have that reserve status along with Bitcoin. There might be some of them that have kind of a FOMO effect, but realistically, I highly doubt that any of them are going to be treated like Bitcoin. Some of them might take a little longer to dump, but overall, I do think they're going to dump a lot more than what BTC is. You definitely do not want to buy meme coins if we are in a recession. Meme coins are gambling money. People are going to have less gambling money in a recession. Yes, there might be some desperate people that are just going to gamble. Hopefully their meme coin hits, but generally that's a losing proposition, and I would not do it if we're in a recession. I don't know, the AI stuff is interesting because I do believe AI will be in demand, but I don't know if people can put together, or if there's even a connection between actual AI technology and AI cryptos. You might look at AI agents. I still think most likely they're going to go down, but that is the one other sector I would look at, because even during a recession, AI will actually be in demand. I mean real AI, not AI meme garbage coins, which is what most of those crypto coins are. But real AI will actually be in demand. I think Nvidia will actually fare better than other companies. But for crypto, I don't really see any of that. RWA, I think there is some hope there, but I'm not really sure if it'll actually weather the recession. As for DeFi, even though Solana has actually hit all-time high TVL in terms of SOL, it's not the same thing in terms of USD. I do think DeFi will actually suffer in a recession because people will actually have less to invest. That, added to the fact that Jerome Powell doesn't seem to be wanting to cut interest rates, could actually put a damper on the whole thing. So in a recession, if you just don't want to be in cash, I would actually look at Bitcoins, obviously get some stable coins in there, and maybe keep an eye on the AI stuff, because I think those three are the possibility that you could actually get somewhat of a rise. But all the other stuff I would definitely hold back on, because I think it'll follow the market, and even if Bitcoin goes up, I think the altcoins are going to lose against Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's your better bet. If you really want to gamble, do the AI stuff, but that's about it. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button. Thank you, and have a nice day.